Good morning, this is Keisha Spivey and I'm bringing you your Friday Fire. Today I want to talk to you for a few moments about Colossians 3:23. And a quick paraphrase of that basically is, in all that you do, everything that you do it as unto the Lord and not unto man. Do it as unto God and not unto man. Think about your day yesterday. Think about your earlier days of the week. As you were doing the things that you were doing, from taking care of your home to your job, your yard, to whatever, how you talk to people, to, all that you did. Think about how you invested your time or how you spent your time. Look back over it and ask yourself, what did you do as you were doing it as unto God, not man? Because see, with man, we lower our standards, we make excuses, we can half-tail show up, we can half-heartedly put in effort. But see, God sees our hearts. And I want to ask you, when was the last time you completely threw yourself into something? You walked on your water. You stood in faith, knowing that what you were doing, you had no selfish motives, no selfish ambition. You were just doing it because it's what God has told you to do. You're walking in faith regardless of the circumstances and situations, and you're trusting God to be God. You're not looking at the outcome. You're not looking at the results. You're just being faithful with what you've put your hand to the plow. And for some of us, it's with our children. Children go through those teenage years, and I believe they get abducted by aliens and we get guest appearances. But you can't take your hand off the plow just because you're not acting like those little angels that you thought you were raising and they're trying to find themselves. You still have to raise them and train them. Be present as unto God, because you're not doing it for you. You're not even doing it for them. You're doing it because God has called you to write him a child. And he's told you to set the example, and he's told you to parent them and to train them in the way that they should go. Think about your marriage. Maybe your spouse isn't fully present or doing the things that you believe he or she should be doing, but are you doing the parts that you can? Are you serving one another as unto God? Are you serving that spouse and loving that spouse and forgiving that spouse and meeting that spouse's needs as unto God and not yourself? Think about your job, your career. Maybe you're working a job that you don't like and you don't enjoy. However, it is a source right now, and God's using that source to meet a financial need. I don't care how your supervisor talks or treats you or the coworker issues. You show up and you glorify God and you work with all of your heart. You be on time. You have a good attitude. You be excellent, because you're not working as unto them, but you're working unto the Lord. And then think about your personal life. What are you doing in your spare time? Because see, we all have 24 hours a day. And are you binge watching TV? Are you consumed right now with the television and what's going on with Irma and what she's going to do or not do, or who's coming behind it? Or are you continuing to serve and meet people's needs and do what God has called you to do? See, don't get caught up just existing. God has called you more than just to exist. He's called you more than just survive. He's called you to thrive. And when you get in him and you serve him and you do what you do as unto him, he blesses it beyond anything that you can do in and of yourself. So that's my challenge. What are you doing for Jesus? And I'm not just talking about the spiritual things. I'm talking about the daily things, because God is concerned about your entire self, all of you, because you are a spirit, and you are a spirit. You have a soul and you live in a body. What are you doing as unto the Lord with your body? Are you destroying the temple? Are you putting things in it that you shouldn't be putting in it? Are you mistreating it? You being lazy with it? What are you doing with it? With your soul? Your TV watching, is it as unto God? With how you talk to people, is it as unto the Lord? Is it your spirit? Are you letting God rule in your heart? Because what happens is, if God's not ruling in your heart, 99.9% of the time it's you. Maybe you need to dethrone yourself. Maybe you need to take somebody else off of the throne of your heart and of your mind. You need to stop living for somebody else and living to please people, because people will hurt you. They will betray you. They will disappoint you. People will be one thing one day and something else tomorrow, and you can't do a daggone thing about it. It's just okay. You got to love them where they are. But when you do what you do as unto God and you trust God to be God, then you can sit back in expectation of God results and the God kind of life and the promises that are associated with that relationship with him. It ain't about you, boo. It's about Jesus. And today I challenge you, do all that you do unto him Stop looking at people to pat you on the back and tell you how great you are and to give you an attaboy and attagirl. Stop looking at people to confirm you. God himself has called you, has set your feet in motion, set you in place and planted you. Now do all you do as unto him. And if you don't know how to do that, you stop and you pray and you ask God to order your steps and to help your light shine in such a way that when men see you, they see him. That's when you're living a life that's pointing people toward him. And that's when you're doing what you're doing as unto him. So God bless you. Have an amazing weekend. And I look forward to seeing you on next Friday. Be blessed.